Hey guys, Worldwide Sports here. With the NFL season now underway, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL, see how they stack up going to the regular season. Alright guys, today we're talking about the Denver Broncos. Let's get into it. Let's take a quick look back at the 2016 season for the Broncos. The Broncos are coming off the Super Bowl win and went into the season with a little uncertainty after Brock Osweiler jetted off joining the Texans. The Broncos had a solid season, finishing 9-7 and finishing third in the AFC West. Last year, the Broncos were plagued by an offensive line that couldn't open holes or protect the quarterback. In this offseason, new president John Elway looked to address that. Let's take a look at some of the moves he made. In free agency, the Broncos went out and grabbed Ronald Leary from the Dallas Cowboys and also signed Malik Watson away from the Raiders. These are two nice moves since John Elway declined Russell Okung's option. On the defensive line, he brought in former Bengals big man Demonte Pecco. Peck was a known run stuffer. Now let's take a look back at the draft for the Broncos. With their first pick in the draft, the Denver Broncos selected Garrett Bowles, tackle out of Utah. Now this pick raised some eyebrows on draft night, giving Burrow's checkered past, but I love this pick. I think this kid has matured, and now he has a son, and he knows what is on the table for him. In the second round, they selected DeMarcus Walker, defensive end out of Florida State. Walker's an explosive athlete, but he hasn't always lived up to his potential in college. In the third round, they selected Carlos Henderson, wide receiver out of Louisiana Tech. Also in the third round, they selected Brandon Langley, cornerback out of Lamar. In the fifth round, they selected Jake Butt, tight end out of Michigan. In the fifth round, they selected Isaiah McKenzie, wide receiver out of Georgia. In the sixth round, they selected D'Angelo Henderson, running back out of Coastal Carolina. In wrapping up the draft for the Broncos, they selected Chad Kelly, quarterback out of Mississippi. On offense for the Broncos, all eyes are going to be on quarterback Trevor Siemian. Siemian, to me, gets too much flack in the media. In his first year starting as a quarterback, he threw for over 3,400 yards and had 18 touchdowns with just 10 interceptions and got sacked 31 times. And put this into perspective, he didn't have any running game at all. Their leading rusher last year was Devontae Booker at just over 600 yards, and their main running back, C.J. Anderson, missed the majority of the year. At the wide receiver position, they have two Pro Bowlers, and Demarius Thomas, who had 90 catches last year for over 1,000 yards, and Emmanuel Sanders, who had just under 80 catches and 1,000 yards for 5 touchdowns. The Broncos don't need to be great on offense. They have to be solid. And if Trevor Siemian can lower his turnovers going forward this year, I feel like the Broncos will be dangerous on offense. On defense, they still have the All-Pro, All-Madden, Von Miller. Miller last year is coming off here. He had 13 and a half sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 3 interceptions. This guy is just an absolute monster. Akeem Talib's coming off here. We had 3 interceptions. And Bradley Roby, the third man in the mix, had 2 interceptions. Chris Harris Jr. also had 2 interceptions. But the Achilles heel of the Broncos defense was up front. They ranked 28th in the league in rushing yards allowed. With some off-season additions, this looks to take a good leap this year. They still only allowed 18.6 points per game last year. And Gary Kubiak retired at the end of the season due to health issues. In addition to losing coach Gary Kubiak for health reasons, the Broncos also parted ways with loved defensive coordinator Wade Phillips, who is now with the Rams. GM John Elway thought it would be best for new head coach Vance Joseph to be able to pick his own staff and also be the one voice in the locker room. With all that being said, I feel like the Broncos can stay healthy. They're definitely a playoff team. And once they get into the playoffs, this is a team that really can make some noise. They have a defense that's done it before. If Trevor Siemian can improve a little bit, this offense has enough pieces to make some plays when it gets to postseason time. I really like how John Elway has built this team over his tenure, and I know this team is in great hands going forward. Alright guys, Worldwide Sports, we're about to get out of here. Orange Crust, let me know down below. Comment, how do you think this team's going to do this year? Comment, subscribe to the channel guys, we got a lot more coming. Worldwide Sports, we out. This has been a Worldwide Sports production.